ROFC 10B is here! So anyway, AlienTube321 sent me more memories of the eliminated contestants. First up is Tennis Ball Miguel. Tennis Ball started off with a close call at 29th and rose to 26th. He bounced back with an impressive 2nd place and rose to 18th overall, then 17th from inactivity. He continued catching up by placing 15th in ROFC 3 and rising to 11th place. Getting 7th place in ROFC 4 caused him to rise even more to 9th. This is where poor Tennis Ball began to slip. A mediocre 12th place finish in ROFC 5 caused him to drop to 10th. A sudden last place in ROFC 6 obliterated your past streak and you fell to 17th, then rose to 16th from inactivity. Number 7 in round 7 barely kept you safe, at 16th by a mere 731 points. He rose to 15th from inactivity, and his 11th place in ROFC 8 couldn't bring him any higher. He was knocked out just as he reached the top half. And second up is Cube. Cube began with an 18th place finish, then rose to 17th. After placing 22nd in ROFC 2 and falling to 21st, people thought he was doomed. However, he rose to 20th from inactivity and went on to place 3rd in ROFC 3, rising to 14th. He pulled his weight and placed 10th, rising 1 spot to 13th. A 16th place didn't help him here, he instead dropped to 18th with only Hongeist123 below him. Cube once again placed 3rd and made a great recovery, rising to 13th. Scoring 5th in ROFC 7 also helped, and he rose to 11th. A poor performance of 13th knocked you down a spot to 12th. Despite your honesty, nobody wanted to hear your overused response and you placed 13th and fell to 13th, getting eliminated at 13th. How unlucky. Now that memories are out of the way, we can get to ROFC 10 results. Last time, I asked you to write a story about Garchomp and Vanilluxe, and all 13 of you responded to that prompt. I am currently showing you voting records from the past 9 ROFC episodes, so how do we do this time? The number of voters was a record-smashing 63! Oh my gosh! They cast a total of 802 votes, not a record, but they did cast an average of 61.693 votes per response with a range of 61 to 62, both new records. So overall, we broke a lot of records this episode. Amazing work, voters! Now, before I show you the results of ROFC 10, I'd like to let you know that I created a computer program that simulates the rest of ROFC. It assumes that the average rating of a response is 5 with a standard deviation of 1 in the distribution of average ratings, not in the distribution of votes. I got my computer to run 1 million ROFC simulations, which took about 10 minutes, and our leader, AlienTube321, won 206,465 of these simulations. Here are the results for every single remaining ROFCer. As you can see, AlienTube321 is the only ROFCer, for now, with over a 50% chance of reaching the top 3. 5 ROFCers have over a 50% chance of reaching the top 5. Lilygold, I understand that things are looking pretty bleak for you at a 53.85% chance of elimination, and less than a 1% chance of winning at all. But do understand that this is a simulation and not an actual indication of how the rest of ROFC will play out. First up on the list of ROFCers to be judged is none other than AlienTube321. He said, Garchomp was to eat Vanilluxe, but it's too chill. Oh gosh, the puns. All you ROFCers, I think the mighty Midge from TWOW needs to have a word with you. Anyway, let's see what the voters think of your response. Oh my gosh, they liked it a lot. 6 is an impressive average rating to get with this many voters. Next up is Ed King, who said, Garchomp chomped Vanilluxe's 2 heads. They lived. I have no idea how Vanilluxe can live without its heads. I mean, some organisms can live headless, but probably not Vanilluxe. Let's see if the voters think Vanilluxe can survive this ordeal. Oh no, 3.574 on the other hand is a pretty bad rating to get with this many voters. Will you survive? Probably so, considering the fact that you're in 2nd, but anything can happen. Next up is RX the Lion, who said, Garchomp chomped Vanilluxe, it felt pretty weird. I mean, it could feel pretty weird to chomp ice cream that happens to be alive and has the power to launch magical ice attacks, especially if you have a double ice weakness like Garchomp does. Anyway, let's see what the voters think. .852. That's not a very bad rating. Anyway, you are safe into ROFC 11. Next up is Anonymous, who said, Hydreigon stole Gengarchomp's Vanilluxe cake. I see what you did there. This prompt is an homage to ROFC 1, so use a variant of ROFC 1's winning response, Hydreigon and Sylveon stole Gengar's Vanilla Cake by RX Valion. Let's see if the voters like this response. Oh, only a 4.452. I guess the voters may not have remembered ROFC 1's winning response. After all, it was quite controversial. Still, you're safe in the ROFC 11. Next up is a Doctor Who said, Garchomp used Earthquake, Vanilluxe had Levitate. Huh, an actual reference to Pokemon moves and abilities. But here's the deal. Vanilluxe can't even have Levitate as his or her ability. Did the voters notice this error? Wow, this is quite possibly the most indecisive groups of voters I've seen on a response. Just look at the voter rating distribution. Also, it turns out I made an error calculating your score in a prior episode, giving you 1,000 less points than you should have received. So let's fix that. Next up is Pi314271, who said, Garchomp and Vanilluxe fought Team Rocket's Eevee. Considering that Team Rocket mostly uses Poison-type Pokemon, I wonder why they would have an Eevee. Oh, whatever. There's probably something glaringly obvious that I'm missing. Let's see what the voters think. It seems the voters either think this response is garbage or good. They can't really decide, but 4.541 is still a rather poor rating. Next up is SamerGamer, who said, a wild Garchomp appeared. Vanilluxe uses Avalanche. At the very least, Avalanche is a move that Vanilluxe can learn at level 19, but that Garchomp is so screwed. How sad. Let's see what the voters think. I guess the voters think this is just a meh response, neither good nor bad. However, SamerGamer, you are safe into ROFC 11 now. Next up is Snoop Frog, who said, Garchomp saw Vanillite eat a sundae. Cannibalism! That's cannibalism alright, but you used Vanillite instead of Vanilluxe. The voters may have noticed that error and voted you down. Let's see if they did. Wow, it seems they voted you up instead. With that rating, you are now in 4th place on the leaderboard. Next up is Object Show author, who said, Vanilluxe made ice cream for Garchomp in the summer. One problem. With Garchomp's double ice weakness, this would probably be extremely toxic to Garchomp. Let's see what the voters think of Vanilluxe's nasty plot. They think this is pretty effective, with a rating of 5.393. This guarantees your safety into ROFC 11, Object Show author. Next up is Mega Minecrafter 1, who said, they had an epic ice battle and Vanilluxe wins! The issue is that Garchomp can't learn any ice moves. Perhaps you called it an ice battle because there was only one move and it one-hit KO'd Garchomp. Let's see what the voters think. .177 is an okay rating, but you're not quite guaranteed safe into ROFC 11 yet. It now comes down to Cloudy Explosive Toon, Tony Bow, and Lilligold. Next up is Cloudy Explosive Toon, who said, Vanilluxe called Garchomp because he eats vanilla. Well, great, you misspelled Vanilluxe. There was no excuse for you to do that, for I listed the correct spelling in the prompt. Let's see if this deters the voters enough. By the way, if the bar lands in the green area, you are guaranteed safe into ROFC 11. Oh no, a rating of 4.258 is pretty bad. Will you survive? It all depends on Tony Bowes and Lily Gold's responses. Second last up is Tony Bow, who said, Garchomp and Vanilluxe watch BFDIA when it's time. Great, another misspelled Vanilluxe. There's 3 L's in it, by the way. Will the voters shrug it off in favor of a BFDIA reference? Let's find out. Congratulations! You are safe into ROFC 11. Now, either Clody Explosive Toon or Lily Gold will be eliminated. Which one would it be? Last up is Lily Gold. If you score an average rating below 5.306, you'll be eliminated. Otherwise, you'll be safe and Cloudy Explosive Toon will be eliminated. It all depends on your response, which was, a Vanilluxe appears. Strafe! Garchomp absconds. Let's find out if you're safe. Oh no, it wasn't enough. Lily Gold. You were one of the most efficient ROFCers, taking the last safe spot twice before your elimination. There would always be an ROFCer who did extremely poorly and thus got eliminated instead of you. However, this time, there was no such ROFCer to save you. Goodbye, Lily Gold. To summarize, here's everyone's rank and score. Prize winners are shown in green, eliminated contestants are shown in red. If you're eliminated, you won't be able to send me any more responses to upcoming ROFC prompts. So, I ran my ROFC simulation program again to account for the new scores and Lily Gold's elimination, and here's how things changed. As you can see, Alien Dude 321 is now clearly leading the pack with nearly a 1 in 3 chance of winning ROFC. Alien Dude 321 is also the only one with over a 50% chance of hitting the top 3. There are still 5 ROFCers with over a 50% chance of hitting the top 5. Things are now looking really bleak for Cloudy Explosive Toon, who has over a 50% chance of being eliminated in ROFC 11, and less than a 1% chance of winning ROFC. To the remaining 12 of you, it's time for ROFC 11. You 12 are now in the top 40% of ROFC. The 11th prompt is, write about numbers. You must use a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8-letter word in your response. This response is acceptable. This response is not. By the way, you can use certain lengths more than once if you can figure out how to do them in under 50 characters. If you fail to use certain length, I'll let voters know of your sin to this prompt when it is time to vote. I'll simply leave a note in the response's description. Send in your response by August 19th, 2016 using the form of the description. I'll see you all in ROFC 11A!